GamingBolt presents 15 alternate video game costumes that defy all common sense. Oftentimes, video game characters can be quite recognizable, and when they are, you just cannot imagine them without their costumes or attires. The hoods in Assassin's Creed, Master Chief's armor in Halo, and until very recently, Link's green tunic in The Legend of Zelda are just a few examples. Which is why when we see certain characters out in different costumes, it's a little jarring to say the least. Oftentimes, video game developers are more than aware of that, and they decide to have some fun with it. Here in this feature, we're going to take a look at 15 alternate video game costumes that are either ridiculous, hilarious, bizarre, or all of the above. If you know of some others that we have failed to mention, fire away with your suggestions in the comment section below. Assassin's Creed Brotherhood RAIDEN costume. Let's start off with what is ridiculous for all of the right reasons. This costume or skin lets you change the way Ezio looks in Assassin's Creed Brotherhood and turns him into cyborg ninja Raiden as he was first seen in Metal Gear Solid 4 is one of the best alternate costumes you will ever see. What's even better is that you unlock it by completing all training missions in the Animus Virtual Training Program, which is a nod to Raiden having received all of his training through VR missions. Batman Arkham Knight, Adam West Batman. Adam West will forever be in the hearts of Batman fans. His portrayal may not be what we're used to seeing from Batman adaptations today, but Adam West Batman is truly a memorable and iconic one. He is thoroughly campy and corny, exactly what Batman is not in today's day and age. To see him zooming around Gotham City in Arkham Knight, a game that took itself very seriously, was quite amusing to say the least. Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain Gold Snake. You'd think that upon completing all missions on S rank, you'd receive a prize that was more useful? Sure, the Gold Snake costume looks cool, it gives Venom Snake a shiny metallic golden look from head to toe, but that's all it does. It's not that the unlock isn't cool, it's more that it's just not proportional with the effort required to get it in the first place. Also, we're pretty sure being coated in gold under the hot sun of the Afghan desert doesn't make it harder for people to notice you. Resonance of Fate. Clothes that don't look like clothes. Swimwear costumes can actually be pretty cool sometimes, as Persona fans would fervently tell you. But Resonance of Fate went down a weird road with its own take on swimwear. Rather than having its characters wear actual swimsuits, they wore normal clothes. These normal clothes, however, were painted over to make it look like they were wearing swimwear. Except it didn't look like that at all, they looked ridiculous. Resident Evil Revelations Nautical Chris Redfield. Here you see Chris Redfield, one of the most gruff and macho video game protagonists you have ever known, ready to rescue people and kill zombies, dressed as a sailor. We know Capcom likes its alternate costumes, and Chris Redfield has adorned his fair share of them, but this one is the most ridiculous. It's bizarre, and it's not the least bit practical for killing zombies. Look at all of that exposed flesh. You can get a scratch anywhere, Chris. Come on! Bayonetta 2 Fox costume. Bayonetta 2 was obviously going to have the unique Nintendo flavor once it became exclusive to the Wii U. Nintendo fans could make Bayonetta dress up as everyone from Link and Peach to Samus and Fox. And just as the Samus outfit was as cool as it sounds, the Fox outfit was as hilariously out of place as you'd think. A scarf around her neck and two fluffy ears on the sides of her head don't sound so bad when described that way, but seeing it in action will definitely make you laugh. Silent Hill 3 Princess Heart. Silent Hill is a series that is known for its excellent brand of psychological horror, and featuring mature, violent motifs such as a disfigured manifestation of one's inner demons. So, of course, it makes sense to have a costume that makes your protagonist look like an exaggerated version of an anime princess. Heart-shaped wand, sparkles, and all. Given the tone of Silent Hill 3, this makes absolutely no sense, not that it would have made much sense either way. Resident Evil 2 Tofu. Tofu wasn't an alternate costume for any character in Resident Evil 2 as much as it was an alternate character itself. But that shouldn't distract you from its ridiculousness. No matter how long you've known about it, no matter how much you've played Resident Evil 2, you will never understand or even get used to why this exists. Basically, you play as Tofu, and it's exactly what it sounds like. The most pertinent question in this scenario would be, why? Killer Instinct Cheerleader RIPTOR. RIPTOR from Killer Instinct is, as the name might suggest, a velociraptor. Yes, those quick, scary things from Jurassic Park. But here's something that will never let you be afraid of them in the future ever again. The cheerleader outfit. Seeing a raptor dressed in human clothing doesn't make much sense to begin with, but seeing one dressed as a cheerleader of all things is absolutely bonkers. Uncharted. Fat Drake. Nathan Drake's overweight, bulging look is one of the most hilarious things you will ever see. Nate has been known for being particularly acrobatic throughout the Uncharted series, leaping across chasms, jumping from one moving vehicle to another, and climbing frozen mountainsides is just another day in the office for him. Imagine him doing all of that with his overweight look is more than just a little amusing. Actually, seeing it in action is downright hilarious. Max Payne 3 Retro Max. Max Payne 3 was a great game, but it was markedly different from its predecessors in several ways. This costume is for the veteran Max Payne fans who missed the neo-noir style of the first two games, as well as Max's classic look, so that you can go blazing through the Max Payne 3 campaign looking like a younger, less depressed Max. What's even better is the fact that the game has a costume for Max from both Max Payne 1 and 2. Dead or Alive, Alien ZACK. Dead or Alive has been known for having quite a lot of interesting costumes, especially for its female characters, but this specific costume simply takes the cake. Zack's alien costume is a barrage on the eyes and the senses, and no matter how hard we think, we cannot figure out why this exists. What's its purpose? Why does it look like that? What were the developers thinking, and why is it staring into our souls? Haunting Ground. Frog costume. Why do scary games insist on having costumes that make them not so scary anymore? We've seen Silent Hill 3's ridiculousness, and now we have this. This costume puts the protagonist Fiona in a frog costume, and watching her prance around the game's atmospheric locations through situations that should logically scare you is just ridiculous to say the least. Tales of Vesperia, Pipe and Mustache. If you've never played Tales of Vesperia, you might be thinking, hey, that's a funny costume, they put a mustache on a girl. But then you realize that Yuri is a guy, and this becomes even more confusing. The pipe is just there because why the hell not? There's several layers of confusion in this one, which means it deserves a place on this list. Tekken 4. Heihachi in a nappy. Okay, we don't even have anything to say about this, just look at it. Or don't. Why is this even a thing? Fighting games, fan service costumes, and alts have been a thing since the dawn of time. But who wanted Heihachi to wear a nappy? Actually, a number of people, we'd imagine, secretly wanted this all along, but that doesn't make this any less ridiculous. And that'll be about it for this one. If you guys like what we're doing at GamingBolt, please consider subscribing to our channel, and I'll see you guys on the next video.